Hi, my name is Craig Berger. I'm chairman of the Communication Design Pathways program at the Fashion Institute of Technology. When I was working many years ago in the city of Philadelphia, I was directing streetscape programs. I was about 25 years old, and then when I was starting to do projects there, they were starting to implement urban wayfinding programs. And I was beginning to notice that there was a whole science and a whole methodology around wayfinding, around signs and how they related to the urban environment. And I started studying that in the urban environment realm. And then I realized that that also really was a methodology that could be applied to all kinds of different groups and organizations and institutions. It's a way of how people can interact either through interpretation, advertising, guidance, wayfinding, but the main key is helping you both orient and communicate with your environment. I noticed very early on that signs were something that was part of our everyday environment at a really high level, something that people interacted with many times a day, but that they were not thought about with a level of quality, that research in the area was very rudimentary, that the organizations that were responsible for doing really large projects really did not have a foundation of research, strong methodologies that even allowed them to do quality work. And that really struck it in my mind that there would be a real need to create a real academic, a professional design infrastructure that could allow for steady improvement in this ecosystem that creates signs and manages signs. So my research has fundamentally been about how user experience has shaped signs in different environments. I started in urban wayfinding, and then I moved into areas like parks and trails. And then from there, started moving into institutions like healthcare environments. Healthcare environments are still early, but I could speak to urban wayfinding. It's pretty clear that my research has reshaped the industry of urban wayfinding. Now if you look at the systems that were developed in the 1990s, in the early 2000s, the level of quality, the level of understanding of work didn't work. It just didn't exist. And now you see today, there's a baseline for what designers can do. There are also now actually accredited designers who people recognize as experts in the field, where in those days, people didn't think that that was an area of expertise that was important. Now we're starting to see it moving into trails as well. People are starting to see a higher level of an expectation of quality, an expectation that there's a science behind what you're doing. And so you're seeing that ecosystem of quality, of research growing really heavily in those areas. The next stage is to do it for really the areas of healthcare and other institutions. The only area we're having particular difficulties is in areas like retail and in on-premise signs, because a lot of the research that's important, a lot of those methodologies are going to be proprietary. And an organization like ASHRAE, their goal is to kind of academize certain areas and make it more universal in their language and thought. And so this will be an interesting time, because as we see the use of artificial intelligence and technologies for better research, we're probably also seeing a bigger increase in proprietary research and research that will not be serving the larger community. My favorite sign is the Citgo sign in Boston, because it was really the first time I really understood how kind of a sign could define a community.